Hello everybody and welcome back to our Variag Hordes campaign. And we did not last long with our two enemy hordes running around. This is the Chiefdom of Rhun, and they have actually opted to settle at North Rhun. This is the settlement we just captured in the previous episode. I passed a few more turns moving my armies to the west to get out of the way of North Rhun, which was last seen somewhere over here. And the Chiefdom of Rhun, which was previously down around here, I thought they were going to head west toward Belligant, but apparently they could not resist this rebel settlement. Again, North Rhun is on the victory conditions for the Chiefdom of Rhun, so that may have played some role in them choosing it. Also, rebels are generally viewed as a priority target by the AI, it seems, so they moved here. Now, you'll notice they have a lot of units left in terms of their hordes. Now, that's going to decrease if they do expand from here. But I'm very curious to see what happens. It may be that they end up at war with North Rhun, who also needs to capture North Rhun in order to win the campaign. And so we could have multiple hordes cascading across the map. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be fairly boring, and Rhun will just set up shop here slightly to the north of its starting position. Either way, we are getting out of there. I do not want to contest with those factions for that territory. We're moving to the west. We are no longer, we are not at war with Dale, but we were forced to make a decision here. As we moved west from North Rhun, we ran into the river. There's the Carnan here, and then it comes down and joins the Kelduin, the river running. There are three crossings for us to get to the west from here. One right at the fort here that is commanded by Dale, one at a settlement of Dorwinion, and then another one to the south, a little bit further away from Dorwinion's capital. And I opted to go straight into the west. In retrospect, this may not have been the best move. Although this fort is a little bit back from the river, it is as close as it's possible to get with a settlement. And so as such, it does command a fairly large zone of control. It's taken me a couple of turns to move my hordes even to this point, and we do have an army of Dale that seems to be approaching. I'm thinking that they may not want to attack us here because no matter which army they attack, there's going to be reinforcements. But they might. They might just hate the idea that a foreign army is standing on their crossing. So I'm hoping that I don't have to fight a big battle with Dale. Again, big battles like this that are not fought for a settlement are a waste of time for us in most cases. We need to sack places. We need to keep making money. And ultimately, we need to find a place to settle. So I was hoping that Dale would move over here and start to expand into this region. And maybe they will yet, but we'll see what the next turn brings. All right, they did not attack us there, which is very good, but it'll still take us some time to move out of the zone of control of the fort of Carnan. I could have moved down here, but I think I chose this direction because I planned to go to war with Dale anyway, and figured it might make sense to not trespass on Dorwinion's territory because I don't really have a problem with them. As you can see, I can now move Fand of the Tribe of the Silken Knot, but I'm not going to move him very far away. Again, we need to get these guys. It's gonna take a long time. So we'll get them going over here. You know, maybe considering how long it's going to take, I'll start to move these guys down around Rathwin, but I'm going to run into the same problem with this settlement down here. I don't know that it's worth heading around Belligant. I don't want to split up my hordes necessarily, so let's keep them together for now and, again, see what the AI does. I have not been able to locate the North Rhun hordes. I lost track of them in the fog of war. They don't seem to be interested in taking that rebel settlement back. But let's head over here. Again, Rhun has a lot of armies. I think those armies, though, are now beginning to cost them upkeep. Come on, Dale, don't attack. Good. Very good. Hopefully they will just let me shuffle on by slowly. All right, let's put him right up here. And we're just moving them through one at a time. This is not going to be good for our supply traits, of course, because the more time we spend just shuffling around, not sacking cities, the worse that supply is going to get. Now, I would think that North Rhun would be heading towards cities and not just faffing about in the wilderness. Okay, but we can see that the Chiefdom of Rhun has taken this settlement from the rebels. They now own that. Dorwinion has taken back this province. I'm not seeing any other settlements here under siege. Oh, this one is. I'm not sure who that would be, but let's get our emissaries down there. North Rhun could theoretically have veered down and over towards the west if they wanted to head for Belegant, Dorwinion's capital, which is kind of what I'm thinking that they would want to do. Alright, Dale is happy to just let us hang around here, which is quite a relief. Actually, let's hold up. He is just a captain, so going to be a little bit weaker. Rhun has taken Thordram, so see how quickly the AI is using these armies. They're probably not going to lose these either, because these are, I think, homelands for Rhun. It'd be kind of funny if we found North Rhun down here setting up shop, and the Chiefdom of Rhun living in their territory. They just have swapped places, essentially. All right, no one owns this. I'm thinking, yep, it's Adunabar. Interesting. All right, so Adunabar is still my ally. They're at war with a bunch of factions, not at war with Rhun yet. So they have a lot of wars going on in the west, on that side of the map. But I've left them plenty of opportunities to expand in the east. So North Rhun is probably still somewhere up here. I'll have to bring my emissaries around to check that out later. Oh, here they are. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay. We have some angry, vengeful hordes following us. Banwarth and Ulfang. Okay. All right. What do we have for units? What can we shuffle around to get these guys somewhere safe? All right. You have to go here. The lieutenant, you're going to be a rear guard. You can go there. This is Wardor. He's my new heir, apparently. And he does have an extra spot. And so I think we will go ahead and give him a unit from this lieutenant stack in the hopes that even if we lose this, this stack will have plenty of stuff to work with. Okay, so do we have any Horde Horse Archers or Horde Dragon Shield Riders or Horde Nomadic Watchmen? Those are the things I'm most interested in here. Let's see. Okay. These are pretty much full. This is pretty much full as well. And we can't share units through a zone of control, so all I can do is give a single unit here. Alright. 16 men in the Horde Nomadic Watchmen. Whereas these guys... Alright, so the most we can have in a Variag Riders unit is 48. We've got 42 here, 39 in there. That's not enough to sort of combine them into a single unit. The Variag Axemen, though, we do have 79. I think they can get up to 80. So, yeah, that's... We're not going to get less than 80 here. We're going to get... Well, it's close. 17. So the question is, should I disband these small units to get a couple more here in the event that this horde is destroyed? And I'm not sure. I think we will go ahead and go with the value here. We'll go with the high experience unit that I trained myself, because this is a unit that will not disappear when I settle. So if I lose all these horde units, that's kind of okay. I know a lot of these are units that I actually trained. We'll just have to see. So that's where North Rhun went off to. Let's keep an emissary going down here, though. I do want to kind of keep tabs on the southern part of the map. And so we'll send you along. Oh, Rovanian just took that. Very good. Rovanian has also taken this. So the chaos in the east has provided another outlet for the war between Rovanian and Adunabar. The United Kingdom is getting involved. It'll be very interesting to see what things look like. Let's end the turn. And hope North Rhun doesn't attack us. Yep. There they are. Okay. Okay. We may have a few battles ahead of us here. We could withdraw, but I think we're not going to go anywhere useful. I believe we're only going to withdraw somewhere around this army. I might contemplate that just to cut this horde loose. Because I don't want to spend all of my units. I don't want to get sucked into a long war with North Rhun. As soon as I get my guys past the fort, we're safe. North Rhun is not going to crawl through all of this territory here, or if they do, it'll take them a very long time, and we know now we need to get moving much farther away. So, do I want to sit here and fight and lose a bunch of units? I think I'm just going to withdraw. Withdraw from the battle. We may lose this horde here.
We'll fight another day.
Oh my gosh. He actually withdraw across the ford. Alright, this army is standing right on the ford. And we do get reinforcements, and I think we might be able to handle this. But let's... If we withdraw, maybe we'd withdraw over the bridge as well. Alright, let's look at this. Uldor of the Tribe of the Stone Fist attacking Wardor of the Tribe of the Golden Banner. This is the stack I have here. Again, this is not much. There's a lot of, or a couple of very low units, low unit size. This is pretty straightforward. This, though, is a problem. They've got enough slingers. They've got just enough infantry unit. There's just a mass of enemies that we're not going to be able to deal with effectively with this. The backup, Lore the Hunter, I can't see what he has for men, but look at how we are outnumbered here. So let's cut our losses. Warder of the Tribe of the Golden Banner, if this ends badly for you, I am sorry. You've done well, but we're going to withdraw. And that worked. That was the right move. Oh, and we're at war with Dale. How did that even happen? How did that even happen? Why are we at war? All right, we lost an emissary. That's very sad. That's one of our two. Okay, we're at war with Dale. Okay, let's just check where Wardor is. Right there. He retreated into friendlier territory. So it's going to take them a couple of turns, and they're going to have to move them one stack at a time. Dale is at war with us now, but Dale is also at war with North Rhun. I've got to think that Dale is not going to just let North Rhun waltz through the territory that it owns like this. I'm going to keep all my hordes together, and we're going to head south.
Move out. Out of moves. Captain. Move. Captain. March. Captain.
All right, there's the scouting horde. We're going to get everybody else right around here, and the goal is to just get as much territory as possible between me and the enemy. Okay, this cavalry horde, now who's going to get sent towards us? Okay, Easterling Warband levies, that's a trash unit. This is one of Dale's forces from over here. They are, okay, I feel bad saying trash. Nothing is really trash. These units are all very useful in their own way. But this is probably just about the worst unit that Dale can train. It's a levy unit from outside of its homelands. It's going to be poor armor, poor morale. I'm glad to see that that's what they have around here. They've also got these very sneaky ambushes going on, so I do have to be aware of that. As soon as we get out of their territory, though, we're going to be fine. So let's bring the cavalry right out front here. We're going to leave them just on this side of the ford, and I want to make sure that we can pass through it safely. I don't want to start trespassing on Dale's territory, or Dorwinians rather. Okay, Rovanian is doing well. Let's see if we could potentially ally with them. No, they're at war with Adunabar. Well, one thing we might try is sometimes the game allows you to ally with a faction that you wouldn't normally be able to, and you can sort of force a peace between that faction and the faction that they are at war with. Okay, a couple of hordes just ended up south of this. Okay, so now we're at war with the dwarves as well. That happens when you go to war with Dale. How did they do this? Okay, I've got to think that this was a result of a battle. Okay, so they're not just rocketing towards me supernaturally. That is, looked like they were withdrawing from a fight. Okay, there's a settlement somewhere over here. Should I stay on Dale's territory, or should I see if I can force them to retreat? I think that's the better move. Force them to retreat, then we get on Rovanian's land, and we can head somewhere else. I don't know where I want to go now. Everything is terrifying. Let's see. Thand, you're a good general. Competent commander, at least. I mean, everyone's starving. He's starving too. But let's bring him down here. Let's bring Thand the Hunter right down here. Let's bring all of my forces, in fact, right down, closer to the river. And although we are somehow at war with Dale, I'm still not sure exactly how that happened. Notice how they have not been coming after us whatsoever. All right, let's send Thand after him, and he withdraws. Fantastic. Now we've got a clear path. We can get on to Rovanian's territory. This is a little scary. We can't explore any more around here, but I'll send my emissary off into the west, and maybe we can find a new homeland somewhere around here, or at least a passage through. Okay, let's get everybody down here. Again, we want to stay together because numbers are our strength. We don't have the best units anymore, but there are a lot of us, and so anyone attacking any one of these stacks is going to have to deal with some reinforcements. Okay, this is my cav army. I want to maintain this, so now might be a good time to bring them up here and see if we can send some reinforcing cavalry along. What do we want? All right, we've got decent horse archers here. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We've got, okay, dragon shield riders. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of those. Let's consolidate some of these. Okay, 33 is the most we can get. Okay, consolidate Variag riders. They can get up to 48, I guess. Oh, that's right, that's a horde unit. And that's not a horde unit, so this is not going to be as easy as I thought. We've got room for some Variag riders if we have some chewed up remnants of those. And this is a horde unit. You don't have anything. You do. Let's send you over there. Combine those. 23. I think 23 plus 16. Can we do that? Can we fit that? Let's see, what else do we have? All right, let's go with it. Okay, perfect. And we have room for... Do we have any Horde Dragon Shield Riders? Yes, we do. We'll send them down. 19, 11, 30. Perfect. And then we need a kind of full unit. We've got 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go for another Horse Archer unit. Pretty much anything, but make sure something kind of full. Yeah, let's go with more dragon shields. Okay. See what North Rhun does now. Alright, they're not attacking us. They were fighting Dale, or Dale attacked them, or Dorwinian, or something. Let's check the diplomacy to see if they're at war with anybody else. We probably would have been notified of that. Nope. So, Dale must have attacked them, or they attacked Dale, lost, and were forced to withdraw over here. They haven't moved much since, so they don't seem interested in following us anymore. What a relief. We made it through the passage there with our hordes unscathed, and that is much better than I had hoped for. We do have to watch out for forests, because there can be ambushes, and anyway, we don't want to be fighting in the woods. So let's see, who has the least movement? Where's my lieutenant? Right about there. All right, we'll bring you down.
March! No more moves. Orders forward. No more moves. Chief, move. No more moves. Chief, march. March. Chief, march. Captain, move. Unable
All right.
to move.
I have no idea what's over here, but it's probably Rovanian. I'm thinking that they're doing well enough. All right, Western Rovanian. Yeah, this is this province. So Rovanian is still in possession of their capital, which does not surprise me. And then we've got to send this emissary over here into the west. Ultimately, where am I going to go? Okay, we have options before us. We could potentially head due west, right? We could head into the Bjornings territory here, head up the Anduin Vale. Fairly narrow, but the Bjornings are relatively soft targets, so we might be able to overwhelm them with numbers. They have some decent archers. They tend to train a good amount of them, and they do have cavalry that could be a problem for us. Otherwise, they're sitting ducks. They've got a lot of infantry, not a lot of shield, not a lot of armor. This could be an option. They got a chief city right up here. We could capture that and maybe a couple of other provinces nearby, and then settle briefly, catch our breath, and move on. The problem is that Dale does have territory right up here, so we wouldn't want to capture Old Ford with a view to holding it. So we'd mostly be looking at these lower, less good provinces that are probably drained of population anyway, and would cost us a ton of money to grow. Also, no special units here for us. We're going to get some local levies that are extremely basic and not terribly useful. Another option would be to, of course, go back up into Dale and face them like I had planned to, but I'm suddenly very afraid of doing that. Dale has some large armies. I know Dale is at least nominally at war with both North Rhun and see, actually, let me check that out. Yes, North Rhun and Rhun. And actually, Dale is at war with the Bjornings. We don't want the Bjornings to get hurt. We want to keep them alive to cause problems for Dale. But that's the question. Is Dale going to run into trouble from Rhun and North Rhun, or are they going to just beat them easily? I'm wondering. Maybe I will send an emissary north. We'll see what Dale looks like. Maybe what I saw was the worst of what they had, and they're suffering elsewhere, and they're not really expanding too well. What I would really like, though, is to see them have expanded further, which they have not yet, and have spent their forces over on this side of the what is it there? The Carnan, the River Carnan. If they're over here with their main army, then that would tell me that their other armies, their other settlements over here in their heartlands are not very well defended. But the problem is I didn't see any good armies over here. Their good army was on this side of the river. So if I send my stacks up through here, I will be facing a lot of Dale's armies, and I'm worried about how that's going to turn out. That might be the better option in the long run, but maybe I don't care too much about the north anyway. And maybe the best option for me is what I planned originally, to head south. Let's see who's at war with who on this part of the map. We do have, of course, the Reunited Kingdom. I saw that they did have some territory just north of Mordor. This province here, Southern Rovanian, is actually in the possession of the Reunited Kingdom. They are not at war with Rovanian, nor are they allied with them. So that means this front could be fairly quiet, and we might be able to slip through without causing any trouble. There are a lot of choke points to get through here, however. The entire Ithilien Vale is essentially one narrow road with mountains on one side, river on the other, forest for ambushes, and then we do have a crossing here that we would have to negotiate, as well as a crossing here and a crossing here. No settlements right on these rivers, though, so we might not have as much trouble as we just did trying to get over the River Carnan. So maybe that's the answer. It seems like this is going to be the more frightening journey, but if we do head down here, we will be rewarded with what tends to be some fairly undefended heartlands of the Empire of Harad. Harad is at war with Harondor, with Far Harad, with the Reunited Kingdom, and with Rohan, at least nominally, and that means that most likely Harad's armies are going to be up here. Looking closely, I can see some scorched earth on the map, which indicates that these settlements or these places are where enemy armies have been standing for a while, possibly putting settlements under siege. So this is most likely Harad's doing. Looking into Far Harad, I see something similar here. A little bit of devastation. Not much on this part of the map, but there is hope that Harad is sending its armies into the east and potentially up to the north, so that if I can make it through, I can take their territories for myself. I'll have my back to the ocean, and I'll have to hold on to see how it goes. But I think that's going to be the plan, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about this and if this is a disaster in the making. But I am very appreciative for you for joining me on this episode, and I hope you will join me in the next one. Until then, take care, everybody.